And now I give the floor to Sierra Leone, His Excellency Professor Alpha Tejan Widieu Wurie, Minister of Technical and Higher Education. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me express our sincere thanks for being invited to this forum and to express that the advent of the pandemic affected the world over, but not to the same extent in different demographics of this world. Those of us in West Africa, we did not experience the devastating effect as in most other countries. In particular, 3 countries of West Africa, that is Republic of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, had experienced the Ebola pandemic, the Ebola epidemic. That, in a way, prepared us a lot better to put things in place for the advent of Corona. For example, our countries had molecular biology labs and could do PCR tests quite early. Most of us had quarantine centers as well. What we are saying is that schools were closed in Sierra Leone for about 4 months. Universities were also shut down for about 4 months. After that, we had reasonable structures back in place for these institutions to restart. We therefore tried to see the gains we could make. For example, we embarked on what is called radical inclusion. Usually, women, girls that are pregnant are not allowed to return to formal schooling. Within this period, we used the opportunity to bring back girls to formal schooling. We also expanded what is described as early childhood development. Usually, schooling started at the age of 5. But within this period, we expanded access to school from ages 3 and 4. As you know, in the early years, that is when people are able to formulate a lot of things indeed, and those were the times that we missed out people to get to formal schooling. Within this period, when we recognize that structured interventions do really help in addressing the pandemic, we also expanded technical and vocational education. There is a weakness with regards to tutors, there is a weakness with regards to equipment, but structures were put in place in all of the various districts to allow young adults that have missed out in life to be able to access education. You see, Ebola itself was not the best of events. We lost about 11,000 people in the Mano River Union, about 4,000 in Sierra Leone in particular. But it allowed the people to be psychologically ready, such that if we talk about lockdowns, quarantine or lockdowns, 1 week, people were willing to go through that, having experienced the terrible, devastating nature of Ebola. And therefore, the Corona experience is one that allowed us to be able to have a better insight into how to address pandemics, not only then, but also in the future. It allowed us to recognize that it is in fact the structured environment of the school or the college that you can use to be able to put a lot of issues in perspective. Our gap has been that most rural areas are not electrified. Our gap had also been that most rural areas, the schools do not have ICT facilities, and therefore we have not been able to get the dividend of distance education as at yet. This is the new wave. This is what we have to get into. But we feel rest assured that having higher education in our country well over 200 years back, there is enough institutional memory for us to be able to get to terms in a very rapid. Thank you very much.